All the links you need to join my chat or take action on the course or the mentorship are here. Otherwise, click that Twitter link to private message me. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here with another Fantom update. It has been a while, but we're still within the range that I left you guys off with. I think it lost it, came back in, confirmed its support, went to the range highs, came back to the support. So at the moment, compared to a lot of other cryptos, Fantom is holding up nicely because with this dump over here and this dump over here, on many cryptos such as VeChain and HBAR, which I just made some updates on today, they actually lost the 20 and are currently below them. But maybe the reason why we're holding the 20 is because the 200 weekly EMA is sitting there as well. So that's quite positive, because if we're holding that support, it's essentially saying this is bullish. We know things can change. We're seeing alts looking like absolute poo. This can very quickly change. I can only go off what I'm currently seeing. Right now, there is potential for a double top formation, one top, two top over here on the weekly time frame, this being your neckline, which is pretty much the 200 EMA. So that's why we're saying things can very quickly change, because currently as we're above this, it's bullish. As soon as we lose it, it's bearish. The 200 EMA is just a signal of which trend direction it is in. So as long as we're above it, every time we dump towards it, doesn't have to test it, but if we do, amazing if it holds, and this could be entries for buys. And so that's what we see over here. We yet to touch it over here, but as I just said, you don't need to touch it. You just need to stay above it. And I can only go off what's just been printed. And so we can only go off of last week, which printed as a doji at key levels of support, being this red neckline, this red key level of support, which I drew in my last Fantom update many weeks ago, or even over a month ago now. So it's quite nice to see that over a month later, we're still coming back and holding those key levels of support, and in actual fact this week now bouncing off of it. I'm going to look at the daily time frame now. We're going to discuss this FOMC meeting that we had yesterday. The rates were increased just as we predicted, which was 0.25. I think everyone absolutely knew that. We saw a day earlier in Australia, they increased it by 0.25. So it was pretty obvious what was going to happen in America. So what happened over here during the event, it created a range during the event on the lower time frames where it was pumping, dumping, and eventually ended up pumping. We can see the days prior, the weeks prior, it was coming down, and for the last week or so, week and a half or so, it's just been consolidating at this key area of support. So not only on the weekly time frame are we holding the 200, we're also holding the 200 on the daily time frame. So it is saying while we are above this, we should be getting bounces. And so that's why when Bitcoin, after the FOMC meeting, finally decided, okay, now we are actually going to go up overnight, and we can see Fantom chose the same as well. And that's why we've pumped. But we've pumped into key areas of resistance. So although the 200 is the trend, the longer term trend decider, we've got short-term trend deciders. So in the immediate short term, if you're underneath the 20, which is this purple one over here, you can clearly see what actually happens. And so this orange one should act as somewhat of a second layer of defense, but we can see that it just lost it. Let me try and show you a better example of that. Because with EMAs, any support and resistance, there's fake outs, okay? So over here, look, we got above the 20, we went into the 55 as well as the 200, then we went back under the 20 and continued lower. Anytime we ran into the 20, we continued lower, okay? There's fake outs, that's always going to happen anyway. But I just wanted to show you where it was actually working. We can see that any retest of the 20, it should continue lower. But while the 200 is sitting here, you're essentially trapped between the two. You can say it's a descending triangle waiting to go down with a 66% chance of breaking that. But 33 is quite big. So that's 33% chance of actually potentially coming back up to the range highs. So again, going back over to the weekly time frame, we're above the 200 and the 20, and we printed a doji over here. So it's signaling that it wants to come up. However, what might be in the way of us coming up is those daily time frame resistances, which just formed a bearish cross over the last week. So that's actually signaling downtrend continuation. But until what point? We see that it said a bullish cross here signaling for downtrend continuation. But on the formation, you can see where it crossed over exactly. That was actually that bullish candle down here. You had 2 in a row. In actual fact, you had 3 in a row if you want to include the big one, because it's engulfing this previous red candle. So we have 3 bullish candlestick patterns over here, although it actually formed a bearish cross exactly on that green candlestick over there. So where did this form? Exactly over there on a, you can say, bullish candlestick. I would like the wicks to be a bit longer, but yeah, looking like that green one as well, which is a hammer formation. I would have preferred larger wicks. There is a hammer to the left as well, this green one. You can say this one's like a spinning top or a doji. But yeah, we can see here another doji followed by a big green candle. So it seems as if it does want to respect the 200 EMA. You can see that this formed a bearish cross, but the moment it did, this actually started pumping and reclaiming the 200, confirming it as support. And then we formed a bullish cross and started to head up. You can see when you lost the 55, this kept you in the uptrend. This is deciding the trend, and then you reclaimed it. So that's what I want to see now. I want to see us breaking through this, because at the moment we've got a bearish cross. It's still resistance, and it should just push us back down to the support. On the loss of the support, we're going to head back down to where we were over there. But again, guys, that should not be the case as long as we're maintaining this level, because not only is the daily time frame suggesting that, but also the weekly time frame saying that there are key level. In actual fact, guys, let's go back to the daily and see where that is. There you go. So there is even somewhat of a support right here, even before you come down to the 236. So not much to worry about. The only thing I'll be worried about is Bitcoin. Will Bitcoin behave? Check out my Bitcoin video today. It was only 2 minutes long. It's telling you all the key levels Bitcoin needs to clear if we want to see a continuation across all cryptos. I even made a video on Pepe today and spoke about a crypto that I have actually tripled my money on in the last 3 days. I shared that in my private Discord community. If you want to be part of that, all the links that you saw in the beginning of the video, you can find them in the pinned comment and in the description down below. I've got discounts at the moment on my course and my one-to-one mentorship. This will help you become a self-sufficient trader, so you can do everything I do on your own, so you can find solid projects on your own. If you want to just talk to me about this, hear what I've got to say, and find out more details on whether you qualify for it, head over to my Twitter. It is Louis_crypto. But I made it easy for you guys simply by just going to my description or the pinned comment section. Just go to the comment section below. It's right at the top, pinned. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and comment, and cheers.